NASCAR is one of the only sports out there where at a sudden instant your race or your entire season could be over in a flash. When competing for his second championship, entering Charlotte Motor Speedway, the points leader Tony Stewart was en route to a great day. He was currently leading the race when all of a sudden his right rear tire blew and his race changed in a sudden instant.
Yeah, the air pressure gauge on the right rear tire, it was losing air.
Stewart.
Tony Stewart into the wall.
Cuts a right rear tire. He blew a right rear tire going into turn 3.
The championship leader has brought out the caution at Charlotte.
He's going in the corner and Wally just minding his business.
Yep, and you'll watch the car here. It'll just go sideways, and he feels it, but the right rear is down at this point. It's probably going to be a blown right front tire.
Wow.
Exactly what it was. And
just about the worst place, too, right as you loaded up one into turn 1.
Name a worse pair than Hendrick Motorsports and Michigan International Speedway. I feel like they've always had problems in the past and not claiming the checkered flag, or when they do, 3 of their 4 drivers crash out. In 2013, Kasey Kahne was leading when his tire blew and he went hard into the outside wall, causing a massive impact. Kasey Kahne's day was over.
I feel like that was when they needed to win.
Around goes the 9. Chase Elliott hard into the wall. The back of the car's gone.
Wow.
Looking to claim his first ever spot in the Championship 4, Chase Elliott was en route to do that at Phoenix in 2019. He had to stay up front and potentially win the race. He was running in second place, having a great day, when again a right rear tire exploded, ending his championship hopes in 2019.
Them 2 and 3 wide behind. Further back, Jimmie Johnson. 3 wide to the inside. Johnson goes around hard into the wall. Kurt Busch is there. Paul Menard is involved. Others are trying to avoid Jimmie Johnson, whose playoff hopes have just ended.
They're 3 wide right there. And I don't know, Jimmy just doesn't think he had enough room down here. His teammate very tight on his door. That was the Byron car, but...
Speaking of championship hopes, usually when you speak of Jimmie Johnson, you think champion. Well, in his later years, it was far from that. Jimmie Johnson had a hard time even making the playoffs. During the 2019 season, he was on the cusp of making the playoffs. He'd have a great day, and ultimately he did not after crashing himself in turn 2 in the final race before the playoffs.
There was about a half a second difference last lap. Smoke from the 48 car.
Make sure we finish it, bud.
Other Hendrick Motorsports cars with engine troubles earlier today. Inside of 6 laps to go, Johnson loses the lead, Dave.
A lap ago, he said motor laying down, and they radioed back as if they weren't sure if he was kidding or not. He's not.
And there it goes. Might bring a caution now.
Stay on the bottom. That's it, it's dead.
You can see the water coming out of the exhaust pipe.
Circling back to Michigan, Jimmie Johnson had never won at Michigan. After already winning 5 championships in a row, it's crazy to think that there were still racetracks out there that Jimmie Johnson has not won at. He finally had his shot. In 2012, he took the lead with just a handful of laps to go. It was his time to finally claim the checkered flag at Michigan. But just as when all hope seemed to finally be there for him, where he would claim that checkered flag, his engine blew up. It would take Jimmie Johnson 2 more years to finally claim that ultimate win at Michigan. With rain looming in the area, drivers were racing very intensely. At any moment, rain could come and end that race at Darlington. Chase Elliott definitely had the dominant car that night, but Kyle Busch accidentally tried to clear himself behind Chase Elliott, sending Elliott hard into the inside wall, ending Elliott's day, and actually ending the entire field's day. Under the caution, the rain came, and Denny Hamlin won that race. Chase Elliott's team was very upset with Kyle Busch after the race.
Uh-oh, there goes Tony. Oh my goodness.
Tony's car just, Tony hit the apron. He got down on the apron. He got a little bit loose. Kurt was all over the back of him, and there he goes.
Tony's dropped the window net on his car. That's a signal to safety workers that he is okay.
The biggest prize in racing is the Daytona 500, a race that has eluded Tony Stewart for his entire career. One of the best shots he had at claiming the Daytona 500 was in 2007. He had the fastest car that year. He won a dual race, he won the shootout, and was leading the Daytona 500 until he got loose up off the bottom of the track, Kurt Busch drove right into his quarter panel, and they both went hard into the wall, ending both of their chances at winning the Great American Race.
Being called, shouting on the crew here, but they take the command. Oh, it comes down off the jack. 22 off the jack on the left side, and they're going to lose any time they thought they might gain. A lot of time being lost on pit road right now. They're still trying to get the car off the ground. The crew lifting it, trying desperately to get this car where they can get the jack back under it, lift it back up. They've got the flat jack in there now. And finally, the opportunity to put the left side tires on. Disaster for the 22 on pit road, Alan.
Jack it up.
It's been a clean race for these teams all day long, but now when it counts the most, problems on pit road for Logano's team. I talked about there being 29 cars on the lead lap. He's going to be at the back of all of them.
NASCAR is a very well-known team sport. To be the best, you have to be a great driver, have a great crew chief, and a great pit crew. When Joey Logano was competing for his first ever NASCAR championship, on the final pit stop of the race, all he had to do was get a great clean stop and he'd be up front in championship contention. His pit crew dropped the jack and ultimately costing him a ton of spots on pit road, making the pit stop extremely long.
Trying the lap car of Dave Blaney right now, but now he clears him.
Oh, Junior just blowing an engine.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. gave it his all, and now smoke billowing from the back of the 8 car.
Another DEI engine failure.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s efforts tonight, but it's not to be. What are your thoughts?
Just disappointing. We lost another motor tonight, and seems like that's just been a theme of this season for us.
In his final year with DEI, all Dale Jr. wanted to do was get a victory and make the chase. Ultimately, he never got that victory. Entering the Richmond night race, the final race to make the chase, Dale Jr. was on the cusp of making it. He ended up blowing an engine, ending any shot he had at winning a championship for DEI.
Bell got one from Busch, but it's going to be Reddick that'll get the fender out in front. Side by side into 2. They make contact. Reddick and Bell hard into the outside wall. Everybody races to their inside, and just a sledgehammer shot into the safer barrier as the front 2 crash with 8 laps to go at the Brickyard.
Oh, Kyle Busch slides and does the 78. They both go up into the wall through turn 1. Caution comes out.
Lock her down. We're done.
Fighting for the spot. The 18 got loose up high. The 78 was loose down low. 78 slid up and hit the 18. They both go around. Big flames underneath the hood of Martin Truex Jr.'s car.
The inside car gets loose and takes out the outside car. Both of these clips ending their days at any shot they had at the victory.
Oh, flat tire, and Bell is into the wall.
Inside, just hold it up.
Huge hit.
Just hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. You're clear down.
Juan Pablo Montoya always wanted to win the Indianapolis 500 and the NASCAR Brickyard 400. He had his shot in 2009, and it was his time to finally do it, until he made that crucial pit stop that costed him the win.
Make sure they had a good clean stop.
Check that.
42 car was too fast on pit road in 2 different segments.
You know, I never badmouth NASCAR, but if they do this to me, I'm going to kill them.
And we're hearing numbers that are just absolutely, just barely over the limit. They give him 5 miles an hour, and that puts it to 60 miles an hour, and he's just a couple of tenths over, but this is going to be devastating.
So Montoya has to come.
There's no way. I was on the green, 3 green lights all the way from before, maybe 30 yards before the line. Thank you, NASCAR, for screwing my day.
Man, this is heartbreaking.
Relax. We had this in the bag, and they screw us because I was not speeding. Don't speed exiting. Get you out there, Tim.
So he has to serve the pass-through penalty.
On here, we'll have a good spot over here on the back.
A little bit. Is he going to get help? Is he going to come? He's looking. Almost. He almost squeezed Harvick into the wall, and here comes Harvick, the 29, with Matt Kenseth.
Oh, Mark got loose. Mark got loose. And Harvick's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line.
backstretch again. Less than 3 to go. The bumper to the back of the 24. Elliott goes around. Hamlin takes the lead, and the caution comes out. 24 up into the wall. Remember how aggressive these drivers have been up to this point, and now the aggression even more because there's a spot in the championship for a playoff drive.
Denny Hamlin gets it in the bumper at the back of the 24. It's one of the most famous quotes by Rick Allen. Denny Hamlin wrecks Chase Elliott basically out of championship contention that day. Elliott was also competing for his first ever victory in the NASCAR Cup Series, and Hamlin took that away in an instant.
This race changed on that green flag.
Oh, hard into the wall. Denny Hamlin from the lead slams into the wall. Again, we see a right side, right front failure.
We've just been talking about it for the last several laps about the clean air that he's enjoyed. And
one thing you wonder, Junior, is, you know, with the cooler temperatures, right? It's gotten
more speed.
Yeah, it's probably faster than it was. Clean air. Just carrying so much speed, you just wonder if that, you know, that's extra pressure on the tires.
And you have to.
Watching your favorite driver come so close to victory and then having a mechanical problem, getting wrecked, or something along those lines is one of the most heartbreaking things to watch. There has been plenty of NASCAR drivers that have wins so close in their grasp and they just got away. Just like Dale Sr.'s 1990 Daytona 500 effort. He tried to win that day and fell short once again.
Give this man a lot of credit. He's come out of this car smiling 2 years in a row, and that can't have been easy. Dale, what happened on the backstretch?
Well, we was giving it everything we could. Ernie got by us there on the short shoot, and me and David was racing, trying to get back in position. I couldn't get no help from behind me, and Joe was in and out behind Davey and behind me, and the air got off of me down there in 1 and 2 under Davey, and whether somebody was behind me or what, but I lost control of the car and spun me and Davey, and luckily we kept coming around. We didn't lose any laps there. We finished 5th, so we can worry about the points. But still, we was going for the Daytona 500. We wasn't leading it, so we was going to try to go to the front.
That move. Well, I knew I was going to get one shot at him, and Paul was back there pushing me. I backed it up a little bit going into 3, and I knew where I was going to make my move at. And I don't know. I always got told that the rule is if you get forced down there, then you're the winner of the race. On the last lap, anything goes. They always say it in the driver's meeting, and that's what I was going with. I got forced down there, man. I had a nose inside of them, and I could have piled up the whole field, and I guess that would have been a cooler finish. I don't know, but I'm proud of DEI. I'm proud of the Principal Financial Group. Everybody on this team. ECR engines were awesome. It was a great day for us. We're trying to get this car funded for next year, and second sucks. That's all I can say.
We don't know right now if you are second. NASCAR has not placed you yet. Where do you feel like you should be placed?
Doing burnouts out there right now.
You can tell the disappointment, but still there's reason to be excited about this run for Regan Smith and DEI.
Cup Series. Here comes the 18 on the outside. Chase Elliott trying to hold on the bottom. The momentum on the high side. Kyle Busch is going to pass him for the lead. 1 left to go, presented by Credit One Bank.
Do something different. I don't know. I just so disappointed in myself. Golly, couldn't have had it any easier. Ran green from the stage break all the way to the end and gave it away. So I appreciate my team and their efforts today. Our pit stops are great, and they kept us in the ball game. And
Dale, what the heck happened on the last lap?
We run over some debris and cut a right rear tire down, David. Just a quarter of a lap away from victory. Much you could do about it.
I was sitting with your wife, and it was absolute devastation in your motorhome. We're all real sorry for you. Better luck next time.
Pressure's up too much, and he's also, Jimmie Johnson going around.
Into the wall hard.
Unbelievable, our leader. And as Chris Buescher gets down on the apron and comes up back onto the racetrack, he has to check up. He gets loose. Jimmie Johnson just could not anticipate quick enough, and it was impossible to do so.
Jimmie Johnson is arguably one of the best NASCAR drivers, if not the greatest NASCAR driver in history. But even he had some untalented moments. During NASCAR's first race back after the COVID break, Jimmie Johnson had the dominant car that day. Coming to the end of stage 1, he decided to get underneath Chris Buescher and ended up wrecking himself, taking him out of the victory. Jimmie Johnson easily could have won that day, but he had an untalented moment.
Devastating for Martin Truex Jr. coming into the chase, probably the favorite, had run the best on mile-and-a-half tracks. Listen.
Already has it out of gear and coasting.
It's just a half a lap to go. 4-car shootout to decide it all. Dale Earnhardt. Here comes Cope down on the inside. Earnhardt has problems. Slopping back. Something is amiss. Here comes the field driving for the finish. And on the outside, it is car number 10, Derek Cope. Something amiss on the Earnhardt car. Coming to the line. It's Labonte pulling up and an amazing finish. The Whitcomb Racing Team has won.
Look at Kurt Busch battling out there on the outside of the 19. Whoa! Wrecked down the back straight with a 19.
It ain't me.
Big wreck behind you. Caution south. Caution south.
Well, we knew that it might be a little wild and crazy here at the end.
Yeah, that would hurt.
This 91 Extravaganza, a seagull that flies into the left front end of Dale Earnhardt's Chevy Lumina. He doesn't get to see the end of the race.
Tires not building those air pressures up too much, and he's also, oh, Jimmie Johnson going around.
Into the wall hard.
Unbelievable, our leader. So you see Jimmie turns down low, runs all 4 on that apron like he's been doing. Oh, the 17 had to check up just a little bit, and Jimmie's right front made contact and turned him around.
Talking to or communicating with the engine department, wanting to know what information, but
Denny Hamlin, he was the first one with an issue, playoff driver, now the one, and it looks like the engine goes away for...
I don't need the digital dash to tell me that this is terminal for the 1 car. Smoke out the pipes.
Detonated, you just heard it. Kurt Busch, a huge hit now for him to advance.
For more
great cam, the Advanced Auto Parts camera. Oh,
big hit there for the one of Kurt Busch.
That looks a lot. Yep, that looks a lot like a left rear tire.
Oh, it's gone of the left rear already.
There it is, and around, and it's such a hard hit. That wasn't a
all afternoon long. Keselowski very comfortable. We got a problem with the 48.
48 is into the wall, Vince. Jimmie Johnson has hit the wall.
Go ahead and wheel it around here, buddy. We'll get some new tires on there. We'll take a look at it. No brakes.
You know, once again, that worst possible spot, this tire's going to let go, coming full bore out of turn 4, hard hit.
That's exactly where we saw, I guess it was Gilliland, did the same thing, right, same spot.